last video, I talked about communication and what happens when our partner pushes our hot buttons. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Research has shown that 80% of our communication with our partners is with the intent to control them versus relating to them. Another question I like to ask myself is, when I'm communicating, when I'm getting triggered in dealing with my partner, am I coming from a place of fear and anger, or am I coming from a place of love? And when I find that I'm coming from that place of fear and anger, I really look into myself and see what's going on. Often couples come into my office and they start to get critical of each other. And when this happens, I stop them, because what happens is when a person communicates in a way that's critical, the other person starts to either shut down or get defensive. Now, what happens is the partner tends to get defensive. So if I feel attacked, I defend myself. Or what I do is I explain myself. And people think that, oh, I'm just explaining my position, so they'll understand and they'll change their perspective. But what often happens is when one person criticizes and the other defends, the argument just escalates. So what I do with couples may sound really counterintuitive, but it actually works. So if a person says to their partner, "You're angry," instead of getting defensive and saying, "No, I'm not angry," I encourage the person to say, "What's it like when I'm angry?" And I encourage people to really start to understand what's going on inside of the other person as a way to connect and understand each other. And what often happens is when a partner feels heard and understood and empathized with, then very often the argument shifts and they start to create this understanding between each other, and it shifts the whole dynamic. So you think that criticizing and defending work, but I'm telling you they don't. Another important communication technique is to show empathy for what your partner is saying. You may not agree with what they're saying, but if they feel like you understand them, they're much more likely to want to get and understand you. But if you're attacking them, then they feel misunderstood, they don't feel heard, and then it's going to create conflict. Very often, particularly with women, we just want to be heard and understood. We don't want to be fixed. We don't want solutions. We just want someone to hear us and to understand us and to empathize with what we're going through. When we make better choices in how we communicate with our partner, this really allows the relationship to grow and thrive. And remember, you may think you're straight, but we're all a little bit queer.